been a bumpy ride for treasuries these last few weeks. The 5-year treasury is at 6.67 and the 10-year treasury is at 4.65%. Multiple data points have come in hotter than expected since the start of the year. The jobs report came in hotter, and multiple inflation readings have come in hotter than expected. The key word here is expect. When the data comes in higher than expectations, this affects the market negatively for interest rates. If you were to ask people how they feel about the market, I don't think anyone would say it's all hunky-dory. The average American doesn't feel that the labor market is actually as good as reports are telling us. In fact, Forbes did an article that said about 5 out of every 6 workers are worried they'll lose their jobs this year. So aside from the fact that the participation rate for the JOLTS report is at a record low, down 70%, part-time jobs are also included in this number, which I think we can all agree that the average person working 2, 3, or even 4 jobs isn't doing it by choice. Inflation is a real thing, and while the data is lagging, there are still some inflationary things happening that aren't helping the cause, war being one of them. Over the weekend, Ukraine was reported to hit 18 oil refineries in Russia, not to mention that Iran launched 100 missiles on Israel, and Israel has sworn to retaliate. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out that they'll probably try to hit them where it hurts. Iran is the 9th largest producer of oil in the world, so Israel will likely try to hit their oil refineries. And while the U.S. has said they won't support Israel on their attack on Iran, they're already funding the war in Ukraine and the war in Israel. So right or wrong, this has a significant impact on the U.S. economy. Less oil equals higher cost of gas. These wars also affect the cost of goods from abroad because of port congestion and longer transit times, resulting in higher freight costs or even having to start production in the U.S. instead. The thought of having more goods produced in the U.S. in the longer term could be a good thing, but the immediate effect is even higher prices. Powell said in a meeting this week that he isn't in a rush to cut rates. According to the market, it's unlikely there will be a rate cut in June and a 43% chance of a rate cut in July. All this information caused treasuries to shoot up, and we expect them to stay in this range until we get higher jobless claims and lower inflation. So what do I see for the market? Well, this will cause pressure on investors who have loans adjusting soon, and people who bought within the last handful of years will be looking at cash-in refinances. Very few lenders have a cap on the first rate adjustment after the fixed period, which means that your rate will likely be in the mid to high 7% range when it adjusts. Sellers are also going to have to be more flexible on price if they want their buildings to sell, since we're qualifying at higher rates. Interestingly, the residential side didn't experience rate increases equal to the rise in treasuries. They still went up, but not by as much. So that's it for the rates, the rate update today. There's a lot of things going on in the economy. Have a great week, and I will see you next week.